But what you're saying is you don't use your mind when it comes to enduring.
Exactly. That is it. You can't Google that shit.
Right.
Hey, let me Google how to suffer. No. That ain't gonna be in there, brother.
No answer.
That ain't gonna be in there. That ain't gonna be in there.
There's no answer.
It's not in there.
That's how you self-help. You self-help by people who have done it, and you learn what they did, and you realize there's no shortcuts.
Right.
And then you learn to embrace that no shortcut mentality and enjoy the suffering and the grind of it. And what we talked about earlier, there's no fucking finish line. It doesn't exist.
You know what's funny about that is I have people now. So when I was in the worst part of my life, those people want to bring you back in. Those people, like you can see who you hang out with, like when you're in your worst. And when you're trying to get better, what makes it hard to get better is that you are hanging around people who, like, let's say you are an alcoholic. You hang around people who drink. And let's say you want to stop drinking. Those people want to bring you back in. Like I used to be this guy who wasn't worth anything. Now those people who are still there, they're 16, 17, 18, 30 years ago, they're trying to get you back there. So the hardest part, you got to see who you're hanging out with, man. You got to hang out with the people who you want to be like the most.
Yeah, people will definitely drag you down.
They'll drag you down.
And especially if you're around someone who makes a lot of excuses and they're always failing. Those is just like they're the opposite of inspiration. They're like a vacuum.
100%.
They're sucking it out of you.
Why are you doing that today, man?
Yeah.
Why are you getting up again so early? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? The people you hang around with will suck the fucking life out of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta be alone, man. Get your shit in.
And then there's also people that you're going to be around that are always failing and they're always fucking up and then they're always coming to you to try to get you to help them.
Exactly.
They become a giant burden.
Yes.
They can never look in the mirror and get their own shit together, and they're always looking for
story.
external help.
That's right. Always looking for a story. People don't want to go in deep, man. All the answers are inside of you. It's a very primitive way. How this book is written, it's primitive. It's very barbarian. It's how we all think. It's how man once walked the earth. And then we get all soft and all this computers and shit. And we start going away from the most powerful thing we have is our fucking brain, is our mind. And we don't use it anymore. So, it's like everything has to be so quick.
Yeah, you use your mind when it comes to certain things, right? But what you're saying is you don't use your mind when it comes to enduring.
Exactly. That is it. You can't Google that shit.
Right.
Hey, let me Google how to suffer. No. That ain't gonna be in there, brother.
There's no answer.
That ain't gonna be in there. That ain't gonna be in there.
There's no answer.
It's not in there.
It doesn't exist.
No. Find some water, real cold.
And what's interesting is that is a mind thing. And people think of mind things. They think of calculating and mathematics. They think of literature. No. There's many aspects to the mind.
That's it. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. Put your shoes on. Lace them up. That's all you got to do, my friend. Don't overthink the process.
Yeah, but see, because you've overcome and because you've accomplished so much now, that even when you talk about that moment of like embracing that suck, like you see there's a big ass smile on your face. Like you've got a total different approach to it than the average person.
Oh yeah.
The average person, you talking to them about doing chin-ups for 24 hours or anything fucking crazy, they don't look at it, they're like, oh. There's like a negative, a doom feeling.
That's the thing about it, man. I talk about my book, open-mindedness. What separates me from a lot of people is they go into a daunting task, and the task is overwhelming. Like when I heard the pull-up record was 4,020 pull-ups, and I was talking about breaking this record, people are like, oh my God. I went right to a pen and paper. They go, what are you doing? I'm doing the math, man. What are you talking about? I'm open-minded to the fact that, okay, if I do 5 pull-ups in a minute for so many hours, I can get so many pull-ups in. How much time do I have to rest? I was breaking the math down. You have to be open-minded to the possibilities that I can do this. Once you shut your mind down to the possibility that it can be achieved, there's no way it can happen. So that's why my eyes and my body light up about things, because I know that if you're in a fight, you have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul of whatever the fuck is in front of you. That's what I realized. I was never breaking the soul of anything in front of me. So that's why I came up with the thing called Taking Souls in my book. I started to devise ways to break a soul of a human being, of an object, of whatever's in front of me. If you keep on attacking something, nothing wants to stand in front of anything that is relentless. Nothing.
The Taking Soul part of the book is really interesting because you talked about like the mind shift that you had when you were in buds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's an intense part of the book.
It is. That's when a lot of stuff started clicking, man. I started watching those instructors on the side, because there's 3 shifts. There's 8 instructors, 3 shifts. Because the guys going through Hell Week, they're up all day and all night for 130 hours. This is the promised land of mental hardening for me. I love this place. And you have the instructors who they've been there, done that. Now they're instructing you. So they do their 8-hour shift. They have their parkas on. It's usually cold, coffee, drinking their coffee, and they're beating the crap out of us. And when I started realizing, I started playing mind games. And I was like, you know what? I bet these fuckers are looking at us, judging themselves about when they were going through Hell Week. About, let me see, I'm looking at Goggins right now. I was better than him. I was better than that guy. I was better than that fucker over there. And I was like, okay. You're gonna judge me, right? All right. So that's what I'm gonna do to you. So what I started doing was I got my boat crew 2. It's in the book. It's a great, great story. I said, come here, guys.
You can't break boat crew 2.
You can't break boat crew 2. So it's Wednesday, and everybody's broken. Everybody's beat up, man. And like this is when you start moving like a robot. Everybody's like just trying to get through Hell Week now, and your energy's zapped. And they know Wednesday's like that over the hump.
I love that you talked about that in the book too, that they put it in your head that Wednesday you're going to be tired.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. They tell you how you're supposed to feel, so you are feeling that way. I was like, don't let these motherfuckers tell you how you're supposed to feel. No, it's day 1, motherfucker. This is hour 1. So I was getting my boat crew all jacked up. I said, we're gonna take these motherfuckers' souls. So when they had us doing this simple thing that guys were struggling with, Boat Crew 2 was just launching the fucking boat in there, yelling, yeah, you can't fucking hurt us. You can't hurt Boat Crew 2. And I looked on the instructors' faces and it looked like someone had just fucked with their soul. And I looked at my guys in my boat crew and I said, hey, guess what? Those motherfuckers aren't fucking tonight. We own space in their fucking head. We own space. They're gonna think about us tonight. They could think about how the
You're
fuck.
killing boners.
That's right. How on Wednesday are these guys doing this?
And screaming out, you can't hurt Boat Crew 2.
We were bringing the fight. We were attacking. So when you keep on doing that, guess what people start doing? I ain't fucking with these guys no more. So Boat Crew 2 got a lot more sleep. Boat Crew 2 just became that boat crew like, hey, because we just kept charging and we started fueling off of that. We started fueling off the fact that, man, it takes 1 second of energy to steal everybody's. And then you have all the energy you need. That's all you need. You need to look at someone's eyes. You know how it is when you fight somebody and you broke that motherfucker. He's like, oh God, man, I don't want to go back to the next round. And you feel like, my God, I can fight all day. I can fight all day long. That's what taking souls is. But you have to have the will, the heart, the courage to go that distance when you're exactly jacked up. You have nothing left to give and give more.